This is the jump that Godot gives you in a default character body 2D or 3D script when you add it to the player, and technically it works. Neither of these are technically broken. The controller is doing exactly what the code tells it to do, but it's also ignoring what the player is clearly trying to do. So I put Godot's jump through 5 different tests, and rebuilt it until the game understood what the player meant, not just what they pressed. See, the default jump is simple. You press jump, set the vertical velocity, add some gravity until you land, and that's it. But the first problem is that it uses the same gravity through the entire arc. Now, that works, but the character hangs near the top longer than we want. So we can use lighter gravity while rising and stronger gravity while falling. This way, the jump reaches roughly the same height, it just returns to the ground a little faster. But tapping and holding is still going to be identical. Now, Mario solved this decades ago. You tap for a short hop, but you would hold for a full jump. So when the button is released early, we can remove some of the remaining upward speed. This way, the player controls the height instead of just committing to the exact same jump every time. But the jump still only worked if I pressed the button at the exact right moment. So that's still kind of a problem. Now, that felt like a jump, but the code rejected it because I had already left the floor. Then I pressed jump just before landing, and I'm ignored again. Celeste is known for being brutally difficult, but it quietly helps the player like this constantly, giving small code jumps like this. So I added 2 tiny timers. Coyote time keeps the floor permission alive for 1/10 of a second after you leave the edge. That is about 6 frames of the 60 frames per second. Now, jump buffering does the opposite. You press jump slightly before landing, and the game remembers that input for 1/1200th of a second as well. Now, the game understood that I wanted to jump. It still didn't understand where I wanted to land though. With no air control, your landing is decided the moment that you leave the floor. But instant air control isn't exactly much better. It feels less like jumping and more like steering a shopping cart in space. Different games make different choices here. Super Meat Boy, for example, gives you a really strong correction because its levels demand precision. But heavier platformers preserve more momentum through the arc. So Celeste is a good example. For this controller, I use slower acceleration in the air. Now I can correct the bad landing without deleting all the momentum. Then I added 2 smaller controls. First, a few extra frames of control near the apex, and earlier I removed the long and floaty top created by using 1 gravity value. I do not want the entire jump to feel like a float. That's not what we're trying to do here. We only want the tiny amount of extra air control at the exact moment that the player is aiming for their landing. And as a bonus, if I'm already falling and I press down, we can activate a fast fall. Now, variable height controls the way up. Air acceleration controls where you land, and fast fall gives you control on the way down. Most of the character clearly fits, but 1 corner touched the ceiling, so the entire jump was cancelled. Now, that's technically correct, but visually, it doesn't look good. Now, Celeste uses tiny collision allowances for exactly this reason. It would rather preserve a jump that looks successful rather than punish a collision that the player can barely see. So when only one side of the player is blocked, I checked for an open space on the other side, and if there is room, I move the player a few pixels towards it. This is not enough to push the player through a wall, it only corrects a tiny mistake that already looked successful. The controller had passed every movement test, now I could finally make it actually look good. Games like Ori make every movement readable before you even think about the code underneath it. So before takeoff, the character gets compressed. While rising, they stretch a little bit, and when they land again, they squash. We can also add dust, a takeoff sound, a landing sound, and a tiny camera bump after the hard falls. The character is jumping, not destroying a building. Feedback can basically explain good movement, but it can't create it. You can't exactly particle your way out of a bad jump. All right, so let's take a step back. Let's see what we've done so far. This was Godot's default controller, and this is the same controller now. Underneath all of this, it is still just velocity, gravity, and input. It's pretty similar, but now the player can control the arc, the game accepts reasonable input, and tiny mistakes no longer ruin those jumps that already look successful. That's pretty much all you need to know about making a better jump in your game. Hopefully this helped you guys, and if you guys want to learn more about creating a platformer and need a more guided path, go check out my website down below, codingquest.io. I have a lot of content where I basically just guide you through actually making a full game, not just one random system at a time. Go give the demo a try. It takes like less than 2 minutes. It'll be down below. Until next time, thank you guys for watching.